Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tyranny with me, Mavernell. And we have just acquired the Spire, and I hired on a, who is this? Fatebinder, catch the sage. Oh. Brave but foolish. That might have been sheared your tissue away so fast that your skeleton would stand there for a full 10 seconds before you realized you were dead. Ball of ice hit me, apparently. She offers a congenial wave. Lysandra, at your service. I trained as a sage at the Vellum Citadel, but those days are behind me for obvious reasons. I'm game for a lecture. Okay, cool. So she can train me on stuff. Nice. Oh, and it only costs like a copper. She has control light, control grave light, control atrophy, control vigor. So that'd be good for him. Okay. Well. Okay. Because I remembered I hired a sage. Anyways, let's take a look at you. You have some unspent points. We like that. Let's see here. Let's get you get hit a lot, so let's give you a little extra health. And first you have one talent point, so know your enemy, dodge and parry. That's the taunt. I don't necessarily want that. Increases weapon damage while dual wielding. Okay, that's a good one. Verse swaps position with an enemy and then stabs them with each of her weapons. That's pretty good. I do like that. But do I actually... I think I would just want the raw damage buff, though. Let's do that. Okay. And this is just quests. I need to go to Tunon. I need to get to the Lethian Crossing Spire. I feel like I need to talk to Tunon first before I do anything else. Oh. Let's see here. I'm a bit of Wrath of the Scarlet Chorus, but mostly favor. Ooh. Merciless, +5 hit precision on... Oh my gosh, this gives... It gives me stuff. Oh. What about this? Wrath. Gain a damage reduction shield for... And you get rewards for being, Oh man, you get rewards for being, what's it called? In favor or disfavored with certain factions. That's really cool. Ooh, unnerving presence. -4 foe AoE, -4 accuracy for 3 seconds, radius 3 meters, pulse rate 3 seconds. Valid weapons all. Nearby enemies receive a penalty to accuracy. Oh my god. I... Nice. Lethian's Crossing doesn't give me anything. Oh, and I get stuff. Okay, so I need to get some loyalty with him. Okay, I'm sure we'll have some opportunities here. And actually, what I should be doing is talking to my dudes. Verse, what's up?
So, the Scarlet Chorus and Disfavored are at each other's throats. Can't say I didn't see that coming, but the Archons might have waited until one war was over before they started another. Fighting with the Scarlet Chorus? Oh, never doubt yourself for backing the winning team. The Chorus has the best chance of succeeding in the tiers. For all their skill, the Disfavored are too stubborn by far. Who can say? War is all about compromising your morals, deciding who lives and dies. What seems like a mistake turns into your greatest call down the road. I'll say this much, our time together is anything but dull. My blades are yours for as long as you'll have me. What do you need?
Alright. I would like to discuss your apparent connection with Barrick.
Do we have to? Look, I'm not opposed to a lively discussion of my past, but at the moment I'm not in the mood. What do you need?
To Barrick converse, have either of you noticed that you fight particularly well together?
The thought has crossed my mind from time to time. During the many battles of the Conquest, we found ourselves standing back to back with enemies on all sides on more than one occasion.
The big guy here is as useless as an empty scabbard without his phalanx to keep him alive, but I move fast enough to compensate for it. And it's nice having a living wall of rusted iron I can use for cover.
How do you think this is possible?
I would suggest that our fighting styles complement each other, but they do not. I would suggest that we get along, but we do not. We don't even finish each other's
sentences? Okay, that was strange. Did you hear that? The next time I catch a whiff of Barrick's meaning, I'm keeping my mouth shut.
I want you to train
not.
together.
Our fighting styles are incompatible, and any disfavored lieutenant will tell you not to join at the hip soldiers who can't stomach each other.
I'm inclined to agree.
Dude, they're
If you
totally
want to
into
pair up
each other.
fighters, there has to be some great passion or magnetism between them. We don't have it.
If neither of you is up to the challenge, then I won't force the matter.
A valiant attempt, but I'm not as easily swayed by your courtly tongue.
Neither am I. At least, not in this context.
Hey. We can discuss this again later. Should have a conversation with Lantry I could do. Yeah.
At least in theory, I'm supposed to be observing history and not getting myself wrapped into it. All the same, this is the thrill of a lifetime. Rarely does one stand so close to monumental moments in the making. For the moment, the Scarlet Chorus could be considered an ally. Let us hope the Archon of Secrets continues to find you entertaining enough to remain friends. The Disfavored, on the other hand, will be a certain threat. The Civil War has removed Ash's pretense to play well with others. So, I must ask, are you planning on taking sides in the Civil War? Or do you have other plans?
I am a servant of the Archon of Justice. That much has not
Dutifully
changed.
spoken. It is Tunon's duty to arbitrate matters between the Archons, so this rift between Ash and Narat certainly falls under his jurisdiction. And here you are, thrust in the middle of the dispute. No doubt the mighty adjudicator will be relying heavily on you to get to the truth of the matter. Whatever you do next, consider that many eyes will be upon you, for you have both delivered and taken away the Overlord's edicts, and few will know how to make sense of the latter. You are an exception the Archons cannot afford to ignore. They will likely aim to control or destroy you.
Have you heard of edicts being broken before?
Most of Kairos' edicts were either worded to end in a manner of the Overlord's choosing, or the edicts have simply continued in perpetuity. That's not to say there haven't been stories of broken edicts. They're just uncommon. The oldest is, I think, Golbraith and the Edict of Sorrows, and that tale dates back to around the year 110. Aside from you, the most recent was the Edict of Twisting Grasses, back in 380. In all these stories, Kairos' edict very clearly gives its victim a single way to escape, and someone manages it. What's never happened is the pure abatement of an edict, like using a spell of warding or cancellation.
Have a moment, let's talk further. What's on your mind? Do you want to discuss matters at the present, or would you prefer a more scholarly rant? I have some questions for
I
you.
am nothing if not a semi-reliable font of knowledge. What did you want to discuss?
I'd like to discuss arcane matters.
And I'd be happy to oblige. Ever since the fall of the Vellum Citadel, it is hard to find someone with whom I can discuss such things.
What do you know of the spires? History used to say that the older realms built the spires. These days you'll hear children repeating that Kairos built them. Guess that's the new history? These are spires all over Terratus, though I don't know the count, maybe 40 or so. 5 of them are in the tiers, and generally the spires follow the old walls, often occurring at junctions in the old masonry. The mountain spire is a notable exception. The other spires in the tiers connect to the old walls, but the mountain spire is just freestanding, a sore thumb in the middle of the tiers. Any idea as to their purpose? Lightning rod, perch from which to survey the lands below? Signpost for a society of folks that flew like birds? On this matter, I have only conjecture and flights of fancy. The best hypothesis I've heard is that they were all built at the sites of major settlements now long gone, so maybe their haphazard placement is a hint about how the maps of old might have looked. Any idea why magic works better near the spires? Sages liken the phenomenon to heat radiating from a candle. The air is just thicker with magic the closer you get to the spire. It can be a deadly trying to work spells close to a spire if you aren't wise to the effect. I'd be famous if I could tell you why this happened. I've always assumed that they are the magical equivalent of river sources. Just as water endlessly flows from a certain special sites, so too are there places where magic pours endlessly from a natural source. Any idea who built that structure on top of the mountain spire? The sages liken... Oh, okay, I hit the wrong button. The structure. Know any sculptors with superhuman strength and the power to fly? If not, I'm out of ideas. Structurally speaking, it looks vaguely, and I do mean vaguely, similar to the sculptures in the old Academy of Tides. But if that were the case, I think we'd know more. I also noticed the resemblance, but I can assure you, if it was built by an old tidecaster, it was the best kept secret in a school that prided itself on showmanship and boasting about your exploits. Alright. Oh, so you studied the art of being insufferable, and here I thought it was a natural gift. Alright. Symbols on the structure certainly looked like they could be related to the symbols found in the old walls, so I'm all but certain that the structure was built by the same craftsman that built the spire. Let's speak of something else.
And I'd be happy to oblige. Ever since the fall of the Vellum Citadel, it is hard to find someone with whom I can discuss such things.
What do you know of spellcraft?
I've forgotten more than most blood chanters have ever learned. What do you want to know?
Can you teach me anything?
Most certainly. I probably should have shown you how to mend wounds sooner. If you have a moment, I can show you the healing sigil I was trained to use.
No time like the present. 7 quick strokes of still. He inks a pattern on the page. Start with first principles. When mending wounds and easing pain, we invoke the magic of the... This is about the Archon of Rebirth. Didn't you realize you gave it... Okay. Okay, follows instructions. Blah, blah. I gain 5 control life skill ranks. Okay, cool. What can you tell me about signing magic? Scholars don't have a good word for the Archons do when they cast magic. Couldn't tell you how Graven Ash casts his protection over his soldiers, nor would I know how Bledenmark conspicuously decides to move through a shadow. Bledenmark is Kairos' knife in the shadows, the unseen drop of poison that enforces the Overlord's will. He reports to Tunon the Adjudicator, serving in his capacity as the final word to those who hold Kairos' law in contempt. Huh. Archon of Shadows, eh? But when us mere mages want to cast a spell, we do so by signing the sigil of an Archon that previously discovered the magical phenomenon in question. It's debated whether Archons create new magic or just discover magic that was waiting for us, but such questions seem impossible to answer while sober. What sort of magic do the sages teach you? Sage Sindon tutored me in the traditional sigils, those of preservation, concealment, and healing, as derived from the bygone Archons of Theravis, Fading Wrath, and the Orphan Midwife. The preservation magic is largely functional, sealing parchment, binding books, that sort of thing. All of us chroniclers learn concealment magic, as our ideal method would be to study events without contaminating the decisions being made. As for the healing magic, many of us modern sages study this a great deal. The school has a shoddy reputation among the common folk. I figure if they knew us as healers and caregivers, maybe we could start to change opinions. So you study magic to spy on people. You call it spying, I call it studying a subject while inducing causative elements. But I suppose, yes, my magic is useful for doing the stealthy sorts of things one expects a spy to do. Way to make me sound so tawdry. Okay. Let's speak of something else.
And I'd be happy to oblige. Ever since the fall of the Vellum Citadel, it is hard to find someone with whom I can discuss such things.
Actually, I think that's all for now. I got new spell, Core Sigil of Life. Glorious. Let's go ahead and talk to you as well. I'm sorry, this is going to be a whole lot of talking this episode. I just want to get all this RP out of the way. Because, you know. You alright in there, Barrick? Continues to stare unmoving, though you can't see his face. You get the impression that his mood has darkened even further. The stench that his armor exudes has intensified. Are you mad about something?
You betrayed Graven Ash, the Legion, and our northern countrymen. As far as I'm concerned, you are a traitor to this campaign.
Ooh. I need some... The voices in the rot made a better case. Accept it. Or it was my right as Tunon's fate binder to choose a side. Punch Garrett in the gut. Or stand down, soldier. It was my right.
And your office compelled you to support the cause of a raving madman? If you have no better let us be clear on one point. You have my blade, but my heart belongs to Ash and the North. I am a weapon bound to you only by duty. Nothing more.
Nothing else to say?
What can I do for you?
Ah, he waits for me to speak. Alright. Alright. Let's discuss some immediate concerns. No, let's speak of something else. I already know your immediate concerns. I'd like to know more about you. He stares at you with a vacant expression, as searching for any fabrication of mockery behind your words. At last, he lets his shoulders sag with a heavy sigh. I am the line your enemies cannot cross. All other details are meaningless. But I suspect you have some thirst for details, so ask away. Do you seek the trade of war, or did it find you? Both, I suppose. I knew fighting was in my blood, and the disfavored offered me a chance to use my skills to bring peace. Otherwise, I'd have wound up some brigand or an enforcer to a crooked merchant. Barrick taps his scabbard, looking away in thought. Verse. You think Ash and his legion bring peace? That's cute, but it doesn't hold water from where I'm standing, big guy. I've seen them spill as much blood as any chorus gang. You've clearly been too busy sacking villages and stealing crops to notice how a proper army conducts a war. We sow order, not discord. You two are worse than Ash and the Voices. Stop this at once. Loyalty with Verse, fear with Barrick. Drawing himself up, Barrick glares at you with distaste. Speaking ill of the great general is not wise while I'm in earshot, Baitbinder. Damn it. Hey, the boss has a point. Trading jabs is fun, but it's not going to get us anywhere. Verse chuckles and shakes her head. May I continue my story, or do you plan on interrupting me again? Barrick waits until Verse makes a rude, dismissive wave before continuing. Disfavored needed recruits in anticipation of the march south. They offer to care for my mother and brother as long as I stay with the Legion, which is a better guarantee than you'll find anywhere else. I was an elite fighter as far as most were concerned, though still green by disfavored standards. Luckily for everyone, my skills improved under the Iron Marshal's rigorous training. I want to hear about your name. You have no right to such information. Only a true friend or an ally to the Legion has any claim to my informal speech. Okay, let's speak of something else. You seem like a more than capable fighter. I trained with the spear and shield in my youth, but I gave it up the day I earned disfavored iron. I can still throw with some accuracy, but it's a challenge these days. He knocks twice on his helmet. Why were you interested in a sparring session? I heard a rumor that Ash has an unbeatable sword fighting technique. You flatter the Legion's reputation, but the Archon does make sure we are competent swordsmen. Observe. Mavernell gained 5 one-hitter weapon skill ranks. Okay. Cool. So he basically just teaches me here. What are your thoughts on me and my deeds? This favor loathe you. Each day I spend with you no doubt harms my standing in the Legion. I am bound to not kill you while you sleep, but know that I could likely win the Legion's favor with such a move. You have something of a following among the Scarlet Chorus. Did you always aspire to be the idol of thieves and rapists? If so, you've done yourself proud. I may speak out of turn, but you asked my opinion. You play a dangerous game courting the Chorus's approval. Do not let it interfere with your oath to Tunon and the Overlord's laws. Any reservation I have aside, your military record speaks for itself. You are Tunon's fate binder, and my opinions on the matter don't come into it any way or another. Alright, farewell. I think that's enough of that. Ooh, burst loyalty ability, death from above. Combo ability with us. Launch burst in the air, allowing her to unleash a series of well-aimed arrows into the target from above. Each of these arrows strikes true and has armor penetration. Nice. 1 per rest.
Yes.
Alright. Time to head down. There's Ascension Hall, Vendrian's Well Citadel. But I need to go further than that. Alright, I need to go... There's the Sunset Spire. That's a place I need to go. But I also need to go to the Bastard City. So let's go... Well, this is on the way. 2 days, 7 hours. Okay. 2 days, 12 hours. Screw it. We'll go this way. Time to go to Tunon's court. Do the thing. And you know what? I think I'm actually gonna cut this here. And we'll just have this have been an RP episode with the party. And we'll pick up again with Tunon's court. If you like this episode, like, comment, subscribe. If not, you know where the dislike button is. I'll see you again in the next episode. In the meantime, take care.